Levels of proficiency. What is your degree of skill or expertise? Well, in the beginning, not very good when you get started. Yeah, you're first getting going, probably not a very high level of skill happening there. And that's pretty much me. Yeah, when I first started doing sales, in-home sales, pretty much that was my main thing. It's really the story of unconscious incompetent, just not knowing how bad I sucked, having no idea that I was that bad at what I'm doing. So that's what it is. You're unconscious, not even aware of how incompetent you are. And that's how I started. So I had no idea how bad I was. I thought, hey, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, with my level of understanding, my comprehension of the craft, I'm pretty good. But in reality, I was unconscious of how bad I was. So eventually you learn, do some training, work with some people that have more skill than you, and get a second opinion on that. That pretty much happens when you have somebody come with you, is the way that normally goes down. Have somebody with more skill and more ability, more proficiency, more expertise come along with you and watch what you're doing and then give you their opinion. And you might not like what you hear. They're going to go, well, unfortunately, you're a little bit incompetent, but you don't know it, so you're unconscious of it. That's kind of how that goes down. So the whole idea there is becoming more aware of what you're doing that does not work. Now you're becoming more competent. You're becoming more conscious that you are incompetent. That's your big step right there. Yeah, now I feel like, okay, at least now I'm aware of how bad I suck. I'm conscious of it. I'm aware of it. I see what I did wrong. I'm learning from my mistakes, having things pointed out to me, a little bit of self-learning. It goes a long way as well. But outside perspective, a second opinion, another pair of eyes on that story, that helps a whole lot too. So yeah, that's number two. Number two is going to be we're conscious that we suck. We're aware now that we're incompetent. So now we can see, okay, now I know what I did wrong. I know where I'm messing up. And I'm going to work on that. That can go on for a long time. Now, that's a pretty quick step to go from the unconscious incompetent to move up that level to now being conscious that you're incompetent. That can happen pretty quick. That might just be, a 3-month, 6-month kind of a process. And now you're there. Well, the sad thing is, I hate to break some bad news to you, but you might get stuck there for a bit until you learn how to change and make a difference there. And then once you do finally get comfortable with that change and start moving up the scale there, now we get to conscious, competent. Now we're doing pretty good. We've got those things worked out. The bugs are worked out. We stop doing the things we shouldn't do. We stop saying the things that we should not be saying. There's a whole list of those. Might get to that later. Things not to say. It's a pretty big list. So now you've cut those things out. You don't say those things no more, and you're saying the right, proper things. So now you're being competent. You got the flow going. You're doing the right stuff. So now you're conscious. You're aware of what's going on, and you're competent. And that's where most of us can spend years and years of time. So the first few steps might be in the first 6 months, 9 months, a year. But now we finally got to conscious, competent. And most salesmen get stuck there for a long, long time, having to think and go through these steps. But there are those few that tap into their inner selves, tap into their intuition, and they get that rhythm going, get that flow going, get comfortable with it, and really just let it flow through them. Now they have that competency going on. They're fully competent. but now not having to focus on it quite so hard, not having to dial in and pay such full mind attention to every little detail, it becomes like a muscle memory. Doing the same thing over and over creates that deeper muscle memory in the system. And now we're unconscious. Now we just do it. Don't think about it. It just flows like water. What comes out is what should come out. What doesn't happen, doesn't happen. What you should not say, you never even think to say it. And what you should be doing and should be saying, those things just come out like second nature. That is unconscious. It just flows from you. It's part of you now, and you're fully competent. So now you've reached level 4. You are unconscious and fully competent, not even aware of what you're doing. It's the case with one of my friends. I was talking with one of my mentors from the past, and I was telling him about some systems, some sales techniques, some step-by-step formulas, that I had in play here, and things to always do and highlight. Hey, when we meet a new person, let's be sure and do these things and check off the list of things to do when you meet somebody for the first time. And he was not even aware he does those things. I pointed out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to do. He's like, I never even think about that. But he does it all the time anyway. That is full unconscious competent. He's fully competent, doing the right thing every time, checking all the boxes, going down the list. He's doing all those things, but he's not thinking about it. He's not putting words on those things to do, on those steps. It's just part of his nature. He is fully unconscious and fully competent. It's an amazing thing to see, and it's beautiful when we get there. So that's the way to go. That's our steps. That's where you want to be. And you can watch yourself progress. Be aware of where you are and always be moving forward. And you have a goal now to set for. Let's reach it.